I'm ready, bitch.
It is escalating quickly right now in Rostermania. From yesterday's video to now, like what, 20 more confirmed free agents, whether it's people we speculated on being free agents, people from other areas of the scene now becoming from free agents.
Some we missed because there's a lot of
stuff going on. Before we get into the video though, some quick announcements. First off, 50,000 subscribers was hit. Thank you guys so much for the love. Over 5,000 of you guys joined in the last 48 hours. Second, a challenge to you all. You guys have wanted more in-depth content. I posted a little bit of a teaser on Twitter. That's it back there again. A new one-on-one YouTube interview series with prominent members of the community, pro players, coaches, anyone that the community wants to see. If this post hits 10,000 likes, if this video hits 10,000 likes, we will start that series this weekend while Maven is gone.
I'm not liking it.
You're not liking the video?
I'm not gonna do that.
You're in the video.
I don't even subscribe to you.
That's actually true. Oh my god, dude! Who am I working with?
I actually don't subscribe to anyone on YouTube.
That is true.
I just look up videos or click them on Twitter.
That is true. You're a very one social media trick pony. But either way, Maven, you've got your list here. We're going to start first off with the free agents again. People that have now said it on Twitter. Who we got?
Yeah, and again, some people we may have mentioned before that it's just now we've seen something official. It wasn't as much speculation. But we can kick things off. Pac-Man. Now, I think Pac-Man, I like this because I think Pac-Man is a smart player, knows how to win, gets a lot of flack, maybe because his feud with Nate shot at times, but I think he's actually a solid player that if he finds the right team, he's going to make a little bit of noise. I mean, good enough to certainly make it into a pro league.
He's witty. He's handsome. I love me some Pac-Man action. I think he can wind up making a resurgence here, and other names like that we've seen obviously in the scene for a long time. Swanee.
Speaking of handsome.
Methods. Liar posted a tweet. If you remember Liar from way back.
I recognize like the name. I don't remember a single thing about like gameplay.
Yeah, I met him once at UMG South Carolina like 2 years ago. Nelson, obviously a very hot topic in the community back at 100 Thieves and Black Ops 3. Now getting an opportunity to kind of, I think this would almost be like a relaunch of Nelson in my opinion, back in the scene. Big one, Sharp.
And I think this is big for a multitude of reasons. Like, yeah, I believe he's still a TK for YouTube and stuff, but people have to understand, a lot of like new orgs that want to come in and get into COD Esports that haven't been before, like these big orgs that have a lot of money, someone like Sharp is very attractive.
Yes.
Because he has, like you would say on social media and YouTube, he is bigger than 99% of pro players. He is. Yeah. So I think he can be appealing to somebody. Not saying he leaves TK, but I don't know.
No, it's the truth. It's something where, you know, when it comes down to money, that's something that we always preach to the pro players. Build your brand, you know. When I tell people all the time, like, new up-and-coming players, if you have a stream following and a stream viewer base, and your team is of the same caliber of another team where there's so many people who want to go pro, but because you have that little bit more dedicated fan base, the YouTube subscriber edge, the following edge, an org will give you the money or pay for your travel over the other when they're just looking at two teams based on
especially if it's a new org that maybe, let's say they're in other esports but haven't really dabbled in COD too much. That's very appealing. Someone that'll kind of get their brand out there in the community.
COD is known for social media interaction. That's why a lot of new orgs begin to look at it. So that's a big step. So Sharp on the list. Now these are all people who have begun to post official tweets. We'll do fear. We'll talk about fears in a moment. But Neslo official tweet has come out. Cole Chan, Legal, Embos, BL Fire, and the last two I want to quickly talk about. One being Fierce, a player who in Black Ops 3 was really a star who begun to kind of get his name out there with everything we saw.
Fierce for me, this is one thing. If you don't know Fierce, he's very good early in titles. Like, he's one at the beginning of the game, usually falls off later, but I think he's very attractive right now. Coming into boots on the ground, having good experience there for like the first 1 or 2 tournaments, I think he's definitely a very appealing
100%.
player. 8 months into the game, I don't know. But
even on Reddit, people like of all these free agents listed, like Fierce is one that I have faith in to do well. And I'll actually say, I'll agree with that, especially if he has the right supporting cast around him, someone to keep him motivated, someone to keep his head in the game. I think that's where Fears will exceed. Succeed.
A little bit
early.
Expectations.
That was exceed expectations. See, we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
But the other big one is someone that hasn't posted it publicly, just changed his bio. Study. And that's a big fish. Study is a big name in competitive Call of Duty that right now not a lot of people are talking about. And also, another name too that I completely forgot to add to the list is Miracles.
Interesting. Yeah. No, I saw some tweets about him. I forgot to. Honestly,
I don't know.
The hardest part about these videos has been tracking everyone.
Oh, there's been so many.
And someone just going to the Reddit and trying to figure out who else doing what. But Miracles, yeah. I mean, he's always a guy that I think is capable of doing big things. I think where he was known for his skill and playmaking ability, back and boots on the ground, kind of disappeared a little bit. I think once we got to Jetpack COD, certainly. But is there a chance for it to come back? Yeah, why not?
I mean, this guy was regarded as the best SMG in the world at one point.
And I don't think that was ever really said in Jetpack COD for the most part. So that's why I think it'll be interesting to see.
And again, not to just grace over Study, but keep an eye on him, see where he's going. We know he was a part of Street Rippin', now looking to venture on off. And I think a lot of that came down to the expected changes happening when Street Rippin' didn't wind up working out and placing well at Champs. I remember Temp tweeted some along the lines of like, really enjoyed my time teaming with Study and Ricky. And people were like, "Oh God, is this already happening?"
Well, and you hear the Temp Envy rumors pretty much immediately. So
yeah, it started.
Seems like things are starting to.
So those are the free agents. Now we're going to go into more free agents, but for a different reason. This is one of the big topics I want to talk about in this video, as well as get a little bit more with a couple team speculations. But S&D stars. Some of these guys have just as big a brand as pro players, but obviously for different reasons, in Search and Destroy, for clips that they've hit, for people they play with on stream. Let me just quickly rattle off the names. Or how about this? You rattle off.
Okay, and some of these I believe are what? People turning 18. Some have already been 18, but now are opting to make the transition to kind of competitive esports. But we'll go through it. We have Reader, Bam Bam, Decimate, Skies, Blastful, Rallied, Animal, Attract, Pharaoh, Major Maniac. And that's... I don't even play S&D that much, and I am well aware of every single name on that list. And maybe some of you aren't at home, but where it really became big for me, where I started to follow these guys, was in Black Ops 3, when JCap, they were always going back and forth. Could S&D stars hang in esports, or when you're playing variant modes, playing hardpoint, playing stuff?
Would say they always just trade money.
Exactly. They trade money back and forth. But for a lot of these guys, it's interesting, because this is actually, for me, kind of a risk in the sense that they actually, a lot of the top ones do make a significant amount of money off of streaming and S&D tournaments.
Especially when they're consistent.
Yes, and not all of them are, but some of them are very consistent, and they make good money yearly. Trying to switch over to Variant isn't a part-time job. I mean, I think you're going to see a dip, certainly in streaming, certainly in S&D, when you're going to start grinding all these other modes. But I guess I'm curious for you, who do you think maybe has the best chance to make this switch?
There's a lot of talent on that list. I mean, you combine those players, and it's not like we're talking about thousands of dollars won across online S&D. It's hundreds of thousands between those guys, which is nuts. Rally to someone that I think if he puts the effort in, could be pretty damn good. We know he's got the brain for it. The number one for me, and after speaking with Rallied as well, is he really gassed up Decimate. Rallied gave me, I talked to him a little bit, he literally said, "Jack, I think Decimate's better than 90% of the pro player community and will be on a top team next year." And I was like, okay.
Well, it's possible too, because usually to rise up to a top team takes a lot of time, but the exceptions are sometimes we've had pro players coming over from other esports, or if you're already pretty well known from the S&D community, you have sort of a one-up over some up-and-coming amateur players.
Exactly, and I know that from speaking again behind the scenes, won't name any names, but for some of these guys on this list, they had a plan or a goal to keep a core trio of them together and get a veteran pro player who's seen success to be their leader and have that freakish young talent led by someone with a brain, and that would be their team. And again, an example with some of these guys is I feel like the worry is, can they do respawn, obviously, and two, can they perform well in LAN? And if they go and do well once, immediately their stock goes from questionable to, this guy might be someone we want to pick up as a firecracker on our team, an ace in the hole. Might struggle, but if he plays as well as we know he can play, is our new superstar.
Well, I think this actually, that line of thinking sort of, I think, ties into our next talk, right? So when we started talking about FaZe Clan, right, we mentioned there were some rumors that it was Zuma attached, and replays had been mentioned in tweets and talked about a little bit on Reddit. And when we heard that, we were like, well, I would put kind of a young stud with that lineup. You have a former champion, guy that's played coach, manager, and replays. Now we've seen, all right, so what happened yesterday? There were wagers that were being played with Priesta, and that's when the speculation started.
Yes.
Then there was a comment on the Reddit from Beezy.
Beezy again, bro.
Yeah, Beezy again. all but confirming, at least from his point of view, that is Priest. Now we don't know for sure.
Let me just quickly explain to people why
yeah.
this is said. So, people were just basically speculating off of who's been playing with each other. And again, they saw Priest who was playing with in the wagers. But then BZ, there was a Reddit thread posted like, are the rumors true about FaZe or something like that? And it was talking about like, is Priesta really going to be the fourth for this team sort of thing? And someone commented like, no, remove Priesta, pick up Slactor or pick up like Octane or Saints or something like that. If they pick up Priesta, then I'm done being a FaZe fan. And BZ replied like, well, you better get a head start on that then, because like it's coming sort of thing. Like that's what it reads like.
And for me, I think it makes sense. I mean, the reason I kind of thought it tied into your last topic is yes, you get a very new player to the scene, breakout player from last year, well this year I guess. Yeah. But everything I've heard about Priesta too is like he's actually really kind of like a veteran. The way he communicates and the way he plays, like he's kind of wise for his years. I don't know. If it is true, I'm excited for it. I like Priest a lot. I've really enjoyed his stream. I think he's a fantastic player, and
bring him on in.
So I'd see how it happens. But again, not confirmed, but just you know.
Talking about things happening in streams. There was another one. Oh, my computer went to sleep.
Oh, is that our background? Since
that's our background.
We don't have any wallpapers.
Yeah, and it looks like look at your head right.
Yeah, it's very shiny.
It's nice and shiny. Maybe we'll get the budget of the shop. We'll get makeup, a mic set up.
I have some at the office.
See, we'll make it work. But another thing that happened kind of on stream for a second was there was a moment, and I know you watched a video on this, and people have already begun to speculate on what this means. But go ahead.
Basically, it was Nameless's stream. Aches comes into the stream, doesn't, I don't think, realize Nameless is necessary. His stream, he's like, yo, you talk to Enable? And Nameless's response is, I think, sort of what gives things away to people. He goes, yo, bro, I'm streaming, or something along those lines. So, and then I think Pat changes the topic and goes, oh, he owes me money. So, I think, do we know what's going on exactly? No, but the speculation now is that it would be Aches, Enable, Nameless, maybe looking for a fourth, and maybe a fourth is determined.
Stalls.
But I wouldn't be shocked if that. I mean, that makes sense to me as my computer goes to sleep too. I mean, that makes sense. You get a lot of the top free agents that are currently available, players that have won in boots on the ground.
We'll let that continue to develop. Final topic we want to bring up today, a team that we haven't talked about at all, Enigma 6.
Yeah,
they're like sliding under the radar.
Well, I thought it was funny because you and I have talked multiple times during these videos about teams we don't think will change, and what we mentioned, like Spice, Optic, Midi, United.
Yep. And
you know, Enigma 6 has been a top 8 North American team throughout the entire year, and I've seen nothing like tweeted by them, so I like forgot about Enigma 6, but
I just see general like making plays behind the scenes, and I don't know where they're just announcing like the superstar roster.
Well, wouldn't that be funny? Because I feel like we've heard rumor or speculation on every other roster. We just heard it's dark. So that either tells me, one, they're staying the same, or two, there's something going on and plays are being made.
Guys, things are moving fast. Last video got 500 plus comments on it. Everyone giving their thoughts. I saw some great constructive criticism on the videos. We're going to try to get those improvements made. Thank you guys for the love. Was that you saying maybe not? Okay.
Well, I didn't read the comments.
No. Again, Maven doing a great job of engaging with everybody.
I can't read.
Please stop. I'm going to end this before he says more stupid shit. Thank you guys for being here. I love you all. Please be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe, go check out Maven's Twitter because he doesn't have any sort of social media. Oh my God. End it. Bye.